You just got through watching Raw. Now, it's time for HWR's Raw Reaction.
Welcome to Hardcore Wrestling Radio's Raw Reaction. I am your hardcore host, Rick Head. As always, I got the hardcore crew with me. First, he's the classic wrestling manager, Joseph Knight. Joe, what's up?
Not much. I'm ready to go.
And then we also have the incomparable Lance Moss over at youtube.com/LanceMossTV. Lance, what's going on?
Not a whole lot. Just ready to do this.
We're also going to be covering the Royal Rumble matches that are currently having it. So it's not going to be a full Royal Rumble review, but just the 5 or 6 matches that's been mentioned. First, Reigns defeats Rusev. Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio defeated Kalisto and Ambrose. Becky defeated Tamina, and she also got her answer for to face Charlotte at the Royal Rumble. Joe, real quick, that Divas match, it really wasn't one of the better Divas matches.
Becky had to work with someone like Tamina, which was bad. But I got to say, out of all the Divas, Becky Lynch knows how to shoot a promo. And you could tell when a promo is scripted, when it's pretty much rehearsed. You know, this is the second time I've heard Becky Lynch do a promo, and it comes directly from the heart. It's like passion. She has passion for the business. And it's like when she shoots, you could tell even in her eyes that she gets emotional about it. So I think that's for the Divas matches, I got to say that was a highlight, finally. Somebody's shining through.
Lance, tonight's Raw wasn't one of the better nights.
No, we've had a lot worse, but we damn sure had a lot better.
There's a couple of other matches that it's not even worth mentioning. They were just time burners, to be honest, guys. And then, of course, the highlight reel. Chris Jericho comes out, and he's making it clear that he's the one who's going to win. Paul Heyman comes out, goes back, and they go back and forth for this. It was an okay shoot. Then eventually, Brock comes down, but before Brock hits the ring, who do we see comes down? Roman Reigns looking for a fight. Lesnar gets right in the ring, and he gets speared. And that's when the League of Nations comes out. Reigns eventually takes them all out, and also, he spears Brock Lesnar again. Lance, with what happened in the highlight reel and the way it all played out, what were your thoughts?
Roman is going over.
Yeah, it is kind of a little bit obvious. Joe, we did see the Wyatts come in, and they pretty much took everybody out. Do we see it? Was that a bit of a teaser of maybe a Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman match coming somewhere down the road?
No, what I saw came out of this, and here's the beautiful thing about this. They finally are giving everybody, they want to push the doubt. They want to put the doubt that anybody can now win the Rumble. You know, you saw, obvious as it looks, because you know Reigns is number one, it comes down to, like, Brock is going to be the most dominant person in there. Well, they took that dominant person out, too. The Wyatts came in, took out the League of Nations. Everybody, it's in disarray with the Wyatts standing over. Now, finally, they're pushing the Wyatts in the right direction. They're finally making Roman Reigns look stronger against Brock, and Brock still shows that he's still a powerful guy. So that whole little segment, that last bit of segment, is what we needed to actually jumpstart the Rumble from being ho-hum to, I got to get this a second look.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Now, earlier in the night, Stephanie and Vince pretty much set it up where they had all the balls come out as Roman Reigns.
Right there, you didn't need to be a brain scientist or a rocket surgeon to figure that out. It was one of those things where you knew for a fact it was going to be Roman Reigns, no matter what. And that's how Vince McMahon plays the gimmick. He puts the champion in a terrible position where they have to fight it out. They have to put it in there. What he's trying to do is he's trying to do the same thing he did with Stone Cold Steve Austin, with The Rock, with all the past world champions that got under his skin. He's putting them in a situation that's really dire, that they can lose their title at any moment. And I think that's exactly what Roman Reigns needs.
Now I want to get into the Rumble matches that we're going to be covering. I think we all talked about this during Raw, that we honestly see Reigns going from number one, getting the win. And, we kind of went back and forth on it. Lance, do you see Reigns going all the way to the end and win it, or do you think somebody else might pick?
Because they're setting him up to be the next face of the company, they've got to make, and the one way to make him look super strong, have him go from 1 to 30 and win it.
Now, our next match that I want to cover is Owens versus Ambrose in the Intercontinental title match, and it's a last man standing match. Joe, I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to this match.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to pit two guys in there that are just going to fight it out. And this is one of those matches that you got to sit down and watch. And, it's finally, I'm probably going to, I have to say, that's probably going to be the highlight of the Royal Rumble when you see these two go at it.
I honestly have to agree with you on that one because it's the who's going to win, I really don't know. It's, it's such a coin tosser. Lance, I know you are a huge Owens fan as well as you are an Ambrose fan. If you really had to pick who's going to win out of this one, what's your thoughts?
Well, because Dean Ambrose is John friggin' Moxley, and Hardcore is where he reigns supreme, I had to go with the Lunatic Fringe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strong possibility that he will defend the title, but either way, guys, this is an absolute match.
Yeah,
a must-watch.
We're in for a hell of a match with this one.
Absolutely. Now, there's the Divas match, and it's Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. A part of me wants to say that Becky Lynch should get the win and become champion, but Joe, I don't know if you would agree, but I don't really see that happening as much as I want it to happen.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way, but again, you know what? I sit back, it's going to be an entertaining match, but again, it's probably not going to go anywhere.
Lance, your pick, Charlotte or Becky Lynch?
Well, since Nature's going to be at ringside, I see Charlotte going over.
Now, we have the U.S. title match, Joe, and I know you have a lot to rant about this. It's Alberto Del Rio versus Kalisto. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't see Kalisto winning this one. I think they just gave him that little bit of a title run as a pat on the back and to obviously start a feud, Joe.
Oh, you know what? There's so many contenders that they could try to, guys, their chance to try to maybe build them. And, I'm not a fan of spot monkeys. Kalisto's what? Literally like 4'1".
He's probably a little bit taller than that. He's probably like 5'3", 5'4".
Well, regardless, he looks like a little kid next to them. And there should be no reason that Del Rio has a problem with him. He should go in there, beat him up, rip his green card up, and send him back home. And whoever says I'm racist, I'm not racist. I'm racially aware. If you look under his...
Oh, God almighty.
Look under Kalisto's boots, and it says "Made in Tijuana."
Moving on, before we get too much hate mail.
Yes,
we have another tag match, which is coming up, and it's the New Day versus the Usos, and it's a title match. Now, New Day's actually been champions for several months, so if I had to pick a winner out of these guys, I'd have to give it to the Usos. I honestly see another title reign going. What do you think, Lance?
I honestly, for some weird-ass reason, I see the New Day retaining. Because they're still rocket hot.
It's a fair point. Joe, over to you. Your thoughts?
You know what? I gotta agree with the Lance man. I see the New Day. I think they want to move away from, the Usos. I think they really haven't figured out who they want to give this belt to. So right now, literally, I don't see them going anywhere in a direction with the Usos. I see them keeping the belt to New Day until another team can pop up. And I predict after the Rumble, it's when we're going to see a brand new team emerge.
Well, actually, since you talked about that, let's talk about the rumors that AJ Styles, I think it's Carl Anderson, and another one they're all coming over from a New Japan Wrestling, and they're considering setting up the Balor Club being at the Rumble. Joe, do you even think they're going to make that appearance, or do you think they're going to go straight to NXT?
No, I think they're going to bring him in the Rumble, surprise everybody with it, and it's like they're going to probably target Finn Balor. There's got to be a way to put Finn Balor in this, and I can see it because he's a champion. He can literally get a bye and go into the Rumble. I think what will happen is Finn Balor will get in there, and all of a sudden the Balor Club shows up, and he'll be excited to see them. Hey, great guy, you guys are here, and they'll just turn on him and fling him over the top. That's how I see the Balor Club. That's the best way to utilize them. And I think in this perspective, they want to make that, if pardon the tongue, AJ Styles, they need to make that impact.
And I'm going to be honest with you, Joe. I completely disagree with you, because they've been promoting this Balor Club, and the last thing they want to do is start off with that kind of a tainted feud. You want to start off where they all come in together, similar to the way the NWO formed. And I'm trying to not use that too much because, you had Hall and Nash first. You had Hulk Hogan came down, looked like he was going to beat the hell out of them. Instead, he joins them. And that's really what's going to have to happen here with the Balor Club. These guys are going to make their invasion, and who jumps in? Obviously, Finn Balor. Excuse me if I can talk tonight. So far, right now, there's only 5 matches, and we probably will see the rest of those matches come on Thursday Night Smackdown. But I wouldn't be surprised if they tacked on at least 1 or 2 more matches. You could probably even see the Social Outcasts against somebody else in the opening kickoff match. There's just a lot of matches just being thrown together right now. So, Joe, do you think they're going to announce the match? Or do you think they'll just have these 2 unannounced matches that they're going to throw in at the last minute?
Well, I picture they're just going to have some unannounced matches. And I think the scenario that we're seeing right now, you know what, Rick? Here's the problem that we're facing. This is going to be the first Royal Rumble without Cena, without Randy Orton, without the other heavy hitters. All the top tier guys are injured. So basically what you're seeing is a Royal Rumble full of newbies. You're going to have a couple of people in there who've been in it before, but pretty much the whole scape of it is brand new people. It's like the next generation. You're finally seeing the new people rising up. So you're seeing the Wyatts. You're seeing maybe the Balor Club. You know, the Reigns, the Ambroses, the Owens. You're finally seeing them rise up because everybody else is on the injured list. So, but at the same time, since we got all those people that are injured, the matches really are lackluster because they have nothing to really fill those voids in. Again, there's no Cena versus Orton. There is no, other type of big matches in there. So they really don't have much to play on if you look at the playing field. Everybody's concentrated on the Rumble, so you really don't have nothing else going on.
The Dudley Boys have been fighting with the Wyatts, so that's another possibility of a match. I think they've been trying to build heat a little bit. Lance, would you agree or disagree?
I could see it happen. It's just, do they want to do that?
Well, right now, as Joe just pointed out, there's not a lot of big high-profile matches.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. Let's just make an assumption that it's going to be the Wyatts versus the Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
I think we can pretty much put that one together. If I had to pick who's going to win, you got to give it to the Wyatts. Lance, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, they hadn't been making the damn Dudley Boys look too good as of late.
Yeah, they have been a bit of a proverbial stepping stone and help pushing the newer guys over. Joe, your thoughts and winners?
You know what? Winners for this match, that's a real tough thing for me to say. But if it was down to the Wyatts versus Dudleys, God, you know what? I would like to say give the Dudleys finally a big win because they've been losing so much. But at the same time, now they're in with a group that's being pushed big time.
All right, guys. And with that, you know what? We're going to wrap up this special edition of Raw Reaction with our Rumble picks. As I said before, other matches could arise. But what we want to know from you, the Hardcore Wrestling Radio fans, your thoughts. Who do you think's going to win the Rumble? Do you think that Reigns even has a chance? Who's going to walk out with the Intercontinental Champion in a last man standing match? Please put your comments in the comments section below. Make sure you like the video and take a few seconds out and hit that subscribe button. If you want to join in the conversation, head on over to the group section on the Facebook page under HWR Chat Room. I am your Hardcore host. And again, I'd like to thank the Hardcore crew for coming on. Joe, you have a new product coming out over under the HWR banner, and that's Danger Nights. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
Well, Danger Nights is basically our retro gaming review. At the same time, we do a review of movies and also classic movies and classic games. It's kind of going back in time when things kind of look south when it comes to the wrestling scene. Rick, we still have to do our Star Wars The Force Awakens review. And also, maybe you want to let the fans know on the new HWR Tag Team Title Tournament.
And that's right. Over in our chat room, the HWR chat room, we are now doing the HWR Tag Team Title Tournament, where we're pitting old classic tag teams versus the tag teams of today. Oh, hold on. As I forgot, of course, the incomparable Lance Moss. Sorry about that, Lance. Why don't you tell everybody all about Lance Moss TV over at YouTube.com?
I got album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, redneck gourmet cooking videos, musical equipment reviews, some rants, a build series coming up, and tomorrow night I'll be going live because tomorrow's my birthday and a very wild hell night. So hit me up on Twitter, it's at Lance Moss TV.
Well, happy birthday, Lance, and you know what? That's with Lance and Friends over in YouTube under the Google Hangouts, and you know what, Lance, we'll be there.
Alrighty.
So for the Hardcore Crew, I'm your Hardcore host, Rick Head, saying we'll see you when we see you.
Thank you for listening to this edition of HWR's Raw Reaction. To listen to more podcasts like this, check us out over at youtube.com/HWR show. Until the next time, this is your Hardcore host, Rick Head, saying we'll see you when we see you.